Best wishes to all. In this video we are going to see about native arrays. So native array, can put it in simple terms. When we not defining the data type of a particular array, then we are calling it as a native array. So if you are not defining a data type, that means that particular array can be any data type. It can have an integer, it can have a string, or it can also have a float, but you will not define the specific data type for it. So that means this array can store any type of a data in it. So technically we will call it as a list from the data structure perspective, how we are handling the data. So in the list, again, this one will be classified into further two sections. One is mutable list, another one is immutable list. Mutable list means you can change the data in the list. So we can put it in terms of, like, after a declaration, if you want to add new data to array, or if you want to update existing data, so that is allowed in the mutable list. Okay. So immutable list, so when we declared with the set of data, you cannot change that particular data after that. So meaning you cannot update, or you cannot remove, you cannot add a new data into it. So that is called mutable list. So maybe if you see the use case for immutable list, yes, sometimes we'll use the configurations for a certain interface. We don't want to change as the configuration is loaded from some database. So meaning this can be behave like a keys, or a dictionary keys, we can say, like a dictionaries kind of it. So that during those situations, this immutable list will be helpful. So in a regular data handling, mutable list will be a good option. Let's see it in practically in programs. So let me create a new file, array.py. So how to define mutable and immutable list is quite simple. I am giving integer, float, string, and a character. Okay. So likewise, let me put a immutable as well. Same, I'm just trying to maintain the same data so that it will be easy when we are seeing how it is behaving. I'm trying to print the mutable data, so just to show you difference how it is behaving. Okay. So I'm trying to print immutable as well. Okay. So let's run it now. So here, if you see, whatever which we declared, same thing got printed outside, right? So let's see how to differentiate between a mutable list is you can able to change the data, right? So here, let's say, so I'm changing instead of this integer, I'm changing from 1 to 43. Okay, and then I'm trying to print the updated value here. Let's run it. So now if you see, first it is the initial declared value, later on I changed the value to 43, so it is allowed here, right? So let's say let's try the same thing with the immutable list. Okay. Okay, so here is from the data perspective, yes, it is printed as it is, but one mistake what I did is I haven't defined immutable list properly. So here if you see, there is no difference between mutable list and immutable list, right? So how it will make a difference is simple in terms of brackets. So if you make it as a curve bracket, then it will be called as a tuple. So if you put it in a square bracket, then it will make it as a list. Now if I run, you will clearly see the difference between mutable and immutable. So now if you see the list, it is able to update the data. For immutable list, the declared value is printed, but when I am trying to update the number in that particular list, it is throwing error saying that tuple object does not support item assignments. So this is what the difference between mutable list and immutable list. One thing from the performance wise, if you see, or memory consumption wise, list always will take more space because it is supporting all the type of data types in it, right? So if we are really conscious about memories, then we need to see and think before using the list. Else we have to go with the structured arrays. But implementation wise, yes, list is one of the very easiest implementation, and it is very easy to store different kind of data whenever it is really needed. Okay, so that's it for now. Probably in next video, let's see the lot of functions associated with arrays, which is really useful for our different types of programming. So let's see all those functions and libraries associated with arrays in next video. Thanks for joining. Thank you.